Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lewis Speaks 2023, and I want to talk to y'all about overly sensitive people. You know, it's really difficult to engage and sustain relationships with overly sensitive people because you always feel as though you have to walk on eggshells. You know, everything is a trigger for them, everything is an issue. You know, they're activated by everything, the slightest thing you do just sparks some kind of dysfunction in their mind, and it's just so exhausting dealing with overly sensitive people, always having to tailor your every word and every action to accommodate their sensitivity. It's uncomfortable. My thing is this: there are levels to tact. You know, I pride myself on being a very tactful person. I'm very mindful of how I come across, especially in our world where everything's cancel culture and everything is, just virtue signaling, and people are just so sensitive. Everything. There's no grace anymore. There's no room for grace in our current society. In this current generation, grace takes a backseat. People are so quick to be offended by everything, even when it's not your intention. You know, and as opposed to seeing it as a teaching moment, everybody just wants to take offense to everything. And it's just, this is why a lot of people are working remote. This is why a lot of people have just avoided dealing with other people in general because people are exhausting. Even doing this video now is exhausting because I'm thinking of the people in my life who are so sensitive that I feel like I have to wear kid gloves around them. And I know everybody has a different love language. I know that for some, words of affirmation are indeed important. And so you want to definitely be mindful of how you speak to them. But there are some people who are just overly sensitive. They are just too sensitive to live. They're like an open wound. Everything just burns, everything hurts. I'm like, these people are just ridiculous. And I gotta laugh because me personally, I definitely watch what I say around certain people. I'm very mindful of how I come across to other people. And with some people, no matter how mindful you are, it's just never enough. They are always triggered. I'm triggered. Everything triggers me. Man, here's the thing. If everything triggers you, you need to go into therapy. You need to go into therapy to figure out why life triggers you. Because the thing is, you have to go out here and live life on life's terms, right? So you have to learn how to navigate your feelings of distress, or else you're going to keep on making other people feel uncomfortable. They're going to avoid you. Because with some people, I just avoid them. Because I know that I'm going to have to always be on my best behavior, always basically just be so polite. And sometimes you want to just be real. You want to relax, not have to walk on eggshells, not have to dodge landmines. And that's what it feels like. You're in a minefield with these people where the slightest wrong step could just create an explosion. I can't. I can't be around such people because I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel like I can breathe around these people. And comfortability is so important, especially when dealing with friendships and relationships. If you can't be comfortable around the people that you're interacting with, chances are they should not be in your life. And with overly sensitive people, everything is an issue. Even at my job, sometimes coworkers, everything is an issue. A big production, they have to take the smallest thing, and blow it out of proportion till it becomes this major production. And I'm just like, sometimes I'm sitting at the tables that I sit at, and I'm just like, it could all be so simple. I play Lauryn Hill, X Factor in my head. It could all be so simple. Yes, it could all be so simple. But they rather make it harder. You know, I believe that some people live to complicate things. It gives them a feeling of purpose. It's this empty pursuit of purpose. And so they feel like they need to complicate everything and make everything an issue. And so people like that, I keep my distance. I don't bother with them. No. People like that, if you see yourself reflected in this video, if you are an overly sensitive person, I encourage you to go get therapy, unpack the triggers, unpack the traumas, unpack what happened so that way you can move forward in life and stop burdening other people with your trauma. They should not be forced to do the work that you refuse to do. And I think that's what happens. I think a lot of people who are easily triggered try to make other people responsible for the work that they refuse to do. They refuse to go to therapy. They refuse to actually deal with their issues. So rather than deal with their issues, they try to project them onto other people. And a lot of life, this is what I realized, a lot of what people want to blame you for is really just a projection of their own insecurities, of their own issues. When you learn that 99.9% of people's issues with you is a direct reflection of the projection that they try to throw onto you, you don't take things personally. I'm learning how to not to take things personally anymore because I realize that no matter what you do, there are certain people in this world who are pathologically miserable, and they will always try to make you responsible for their pain. They will always try to project their pain onto you because they don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the necessary work of going into therapy, unpacking those wounds. They don't want that. They just want to continue to blame somebody so that way they can avoid doing the work. I refuse to be a blame magnet. I refuse to continue to allow people to guilt, to shame. I just distance myself. And that's the best thing you could do sometimes, is distance yourself from the people in this world who try to make you responsible for their feelings. To try to make you do the work that they refuse to do. Nah, you're not going to burden me with the work. You're going to do the work. You refuse to do the work, I can't be around you. I also can't be around people who refuse to take constructive feedback and constructive criticism. You can't take that constructive feedback or criticism, stay away from me, because I ain't got time for it. Because the thing about it is this, in relationships, you're going to hurt people. You're going to offend people. You're going to rub someone the wrong way. Yes. But at the same time, if you can't take constructive feedback about that without getting hyper defensive or without getting overly sensitive, go over there. Go over there, because that's why this world is so difficult, because a lot of people, they just can't accept when they do wrong. They can't accept. They don't want to take accountability. They don't want to apologize. And once again, everybody's trying to circumvent accountability. So they try to intellectualize. That's another thing I've noticed in this generation. They like to intellectualize their dysfunction. Because truth be told, let's be real, you can justify anything in this world. With a solid argument, you could justify anything. And that's what people do. They justify everything. They refuse accountability. They like to intellectualize, trying to use big words, trying to basically lose you in the complications. Don't fall for that. It's simple. You either take accountability or you don't. You either go into therapy and deal with your triggers and your traumas, or you don't. And you basically just get ignored. A lot of people wonder why they don't have friends in this world. Guess what? You don't have friends in this world because everything's a trigger for you. You make people feel uncomfortable. Your energy. You refuse to do the work, so you want to blame other people and get mad with other people when they don't want to do the work for you. No, it's not their responsibility to take care of your issues. That's your responsibility. And like I said, there's a time and place to be sensitive to other people's trials and travails. And then there's a time and place to actually send people to hell. Because a lot of people, they just want to make you feel guilty. They want to try to make you feel as bad as they do So they want to blame you and criticize you and just ignore them. Move on with your day. Because, like I said, people like that, I'm learning that the more you invest, the more you try to understand them, the more they try to exploit your understanding. And that's another topic for another day, how people try to exploit your understanding, because we live in a generation now when you are extremely understanding and empathic and try to understand where people are coming from, they try to use that as a come up. They try to get strong off your understanding. They try to exploit it to the point where you're just like, you know something? I'm done understanding everybody else's issues. From now on, they're going to understand where I'm coming from. That's where I'm at right now. I'm sick of understanding everything. Oh, I understand. Yeah. You understand too much. Some things, it's not about understanding. It's about just get it done. Yeah, we understand why you do what you do, but at the same time, you still have obligations, you still have responsibilities. Like me, I understand why people do a lot. At the same time, that doesn't absolve you of responsibility. We have to make sure that we're definitely staying on that. Yes, I understand why you do X, Y, and Z, but that doesn't absolve you of responsibility. That doesn't absolve you of the natural consequences of your poor behaviors and your poor choices. You've got to get that. So my thing is this: if everything triggers you in life, if you are overly sensitive, please take yourself to therapy. Unpack those traumas and the triggers. If you are constantly activated by life, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Let me just say that. I was about to use profanity, but I'm trying to clean it up. I'm trying to get myself together. But these people try you every time. But my thing is this: go into therapy. Check yourself. Take accountability. Look at yourself in the mirror. Understand and connect with yourself. And stop projecting your own insecurities, your own feelings of inadequacy onto other people. That's not their bag to carry. So once again, y'all, this is Lewis Speaks, wishing everybody a wonderful day. If you like the video, please share. Also, please like, comment. I want to hear your experiences dealing with people who are overly sensitive. What has worked for you in terms of how to navigate those personality types? All right, y'all. Thanks again for listening. Peace.